so recently I had to get new tires. The tires were worn on the inside, so I got an alignment. They were able to adjust the toe and camber on the front, but the rear there is no camber adjustment, so that's why I'm buying these rear control arms, so that they can adjust the camber and get them as close to 0 degrees camber. I'm guessing that's going to be flat, so I'm not going to get any rear wear on the inside of the rear tires. Because I've lived that life before, and it's just kind of a pain having to go and find a shop that'll be willing to flip the tires. So I'm just done with that. There we go. Share your story. Okay, my story is that I don't want to buy a new set of tires every year, so I want to try to keep the inside wear to a minimum. That's my story. Okay, here's one. But this is where the adjustment comes into play, right there. You put a bolt there, you're going to be able to turn it, and it like pushes the thing, the hub, like whatever, in or out. There's two. I think they're identical, so I don't think it matters which side I put them on. Here we go, this is what I wanted, instructions. Hopefully it's gonna have some torque specs. It's the main thing. This shouldn't be too very difficult. I think there's 4 bolts I probably have to undo. I've done the rear suspension multiple times. I just need to figure out the correct sizing and the torque specs. I get the rear off the ground, undo them, put these new ones on. I have no idea where to set the camber, so I'm gonna just set them in the middle somewhere. You know, one thing I wish these instructions didn't look like the friggin' Xerox copy that I got in elementary school. Let's see what else is in here. It's like one set of stuff. Ooh, some lube. The other side, these two look identical. There's 2 of these. And these thing goes into here. Okay, goes into this piece. I'm supposed to lube it up. The keyed bolt, this keyed bolt here, goes in this side, and this splined nut goes into here. The one cool thing about having a computer set up in your garage is that if I don't want to use the Xerox copy instructions that came with the kit, I can just look online on Whiteline's website, and they have the install instructions with better looking pictures. They're still black and white, but at least they're better looking. Got the car in the air, got the wheels off. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts on this side. This is like a headlight sensor, I think. Then there's only 4 on the passenger side. The big ones are 17. That's 17. This one's 17. This one's 14. And this one's 10. I like to keep the tools I'm gonna need. I like to keep them organized. Over there, and that plastic cup over there is the lug bolt, and I have another one over there. Got the first arm off, and you can kind of see everything just kind of lines up. It's the hub, shock, sway bar, I guess height level sensor, headlight level sensor thing, and then the inner control arm mounting bolt. The most interesting thing about this is where this sleeve goes and this splined bolt. You're gonna need to kind of hammer it in there, and that's going to be the interesting piece. So they say that you can either hammer it or you can use one of the bolts and tighten it to pull it through, and then you discard this bolt and then you replace it with a lock washer. So yeah, that's we'll see how that goes. So I definitely recommend, so there's the bolt, the spline bolt. I definitely recommend just getting a socket on it and twisting it. As you can see, it's, well, you might not be able to see, but it's moving. So I'll continue to do that. One thing that's really stupid is the nuts and the bolts that you're replacing them with are different sizes now. So before, these were all 17,
the bolt and the nuts were 17. Now it looks like this is 18, but then the bolt is 18, but the nut is 19. So you're gonna have to go back and forth to your toolbox and get them. It's stupid how many different sockets you need, like 18, 19, open-ended wrenches, shallow sockets, deep sockets. It's pretty stupid. That's my only complaint so far. And right now, I'm just gonna leave it like I didn't move this, and I just left this like here. And I don't know what that means, but that's where I left it. And I'll let the alignment dudes figure it out. All buttoned up and on the ground. It took me about an hour and a half, a little longer than I expected, mainly because I just take my time and going back and forth to get the different types of sockets. But yeah, not too terribly bad. So let's take you for a test drive. No noises. I don't know if it might be placebo, that if I feel like it handles funny. It probably does. It feels a little strange, so the alignment's definitely off. It's 6 days later, and now I'm on my way to get the alignment for the rear. I really hated that drive over. It felt like the rear end was loose, and I really hope the alignment fixes it. Alright, so we're done. So here's what was happening. I had 2 degrees negative camber, 1 1/4 inch on the right, 2 inches on the left, and I had toe out 1 3/4 inch. So that, he said that explained why the car felt funny when I was driving it. So they fixed that up, and I had it totally messed up. The caster bolts on the outer end of the control arms is what adjusts the toe. So I had that totally wrong. Which is why I'm glad I took it to an alignment shop. So what they were able to adjust the camber, 1 1/4 inch on the left, 1 1/4 inch on the side, set the toe in 1/8 of an inch. And so I guess that should be it. I think that's gonna do it for this video. I can't let you know immediately what the tire wear is gonna be like, so I'll do an update in like a year. So that's all. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps somebody out there that's gonna get control arms. And at the very least, hope it was just entertaining and informative to watch. See ya. Thanks for watching. Bye. Yeah, that was it. The car feels way better. The car feels like it used to. It was definitely me. I messed up the toe because I have no idea what I'm doing. I just know how to unscrew bolts and put them back in and all that. And now it's really ugly. Bye. Thanks.